common barrier to safety and getting somewhere truly with your company's safety programs and culture can often be ourselves and ego. And so that ego can make it difficult for someone to see others' expertise and how they should be identifying that and collaborating with that person or department or other team members at their organization to really push safety performance forward.
One of the biggest barriers that I find to safety in the workplace is poor communication. It's very difficult to communicate with people. It's something that we really shouldn't be taking for granted. Typically when to communicate, you want to use the fewest words possible to get them there. You want to try to keep your communication simple. Because, let's be honest, most of us have hard drives that are already full, worried about other things. And, especially in the safety realm, when you're trying to talk about what to focus on, or you're talking about a tailboard, or just safety in general, people aren't really tuned in. And in order to get a message across, you may have to repeat several times, and at different times of the week or different times a day. If it could help also to build it into your system. For example, have a break during the day, during the shift. Plan a break to just talk about safety again, or maybe to take time to evaluate your working conditions. But I think communication is taken for granted. It's not as easy as it seems. On a grand scale, from executives down to frontline employees, or just person to person, it's a lot harder than it seems.
So one common safety barrier that I run into quite frequently is actually me and airplanes.
And airplanes.
There's a couple reasons for this. I am pretty passionate about safety, and not everybody else is, and sometimes I forget and I don't meet them where they are. And the other reason is that I get a little too pushy sometimes because I'm passionate about safety. So I think that's something that you need to keep in mind and always be conscious of when you're interacting with people who are not in the same space as you are.
One of the biggest common barriers to safety that I've had to face in my career is management not following PPE rules and regulations. It's hard to push that on your guys when management is not wearing a hard hat where it's required, or safety glasses where it's required. The more you struggle with a do as I say, not as I do type mentality, the more of a hindrance that's going to become. So that's one of the biggest barriers to safety that I've faced so far in my career. How about you?
So one of my common safety barriers is, you're gonna love this, it's time. We just don't have enough time to do what we want. Part of the problem is because we're creating bandwidth issues within ourselves. We're taking on things we shouldn't do. As safety people, we need to be consultative. We need to help people be better at what their jobs are and not do it for them because it's a little bit easier. So we have to share our knowledge, we have to spread the love, we have to get more information out there so that they can be better at helping with safety, because everybody's got to be involved in being successful.
Well, hello, and thank you for tuning in to an Uncle Bill Answer. These folks at the Safety Justice League asked me what I think the greatest barrier to safety is. And with many things, let's use food. Peanut butter chocolate chip cookies are not a barrier to my losing weight. I am a barrier to my losing weight. These are just an enabler. Peanut butter chocolate chip cookies without milk are just, I don't know, wrong. Just as this is not the cause of my weight gain, outside forces are not the barrier to safety. The barrier to safety is us as safety professionals. If we do not generate defensible standards and hold on to them in the face of adversity, no one will take us seriously. No one will take safety seriously. This is the problem. We have to define it. We have to define what it is not, and we have to stick to it, and it has to be right. Cookie!